Good morning. Welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. Today is Sunday Yum and we are moving and connecting. So the plan is, as always, when we're on the floor on a Sunday, that we're going to move through a series but stay on the ground. And that one knee bent, one leg straight is going to follow us. And that stone going under is going to start to deepen. We're going to go a bit deeper into that. The thing is, though, we're going to be using our shoulders to stabilize as we deepen. So if you have any shoulder issues, be really careful with this movement. I'm going to show you loads of options of things you can do, and don't push it. Let it build and slowly develop in your practice more so than any way hurt your shoulder. Okay? So come lie on your back and we shall begin. Come. So great. Lying on your back, your knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. And just land. Have a moment of pause. It's interesting, even though yesterday was the day of the storm, today is much wilder here on site. And yesterday was so fierce and so beautiful. And because there was no rain, there was something really clean about the storm. It was just so beautiful. It was wild and wonderful. So begin to rock your knees from side to side. And as you rock your knees from one side to the other, feel into your body. It's like, how am I today? You can bring your arms wide and straight out to the sides. And then begin to glide your right knee up towards your left shoulder. And then your left knee up towards your right shoulder. And keep your feet engaged. Be connected all the way down into your toes. Stretch your toes as you're moving. Let your foot just hang in space. How would you have a really connected, strong foot as it travels across? As it travels across. Nice. Now we're going to move into the football version of this. So drop your knees to the left and then begin to straighten your right leg and swing a straight right leg up towards the left. And then bend your knee, bring both feet back to the floor, and then drop both knees to the right and swing your left leg across towards the right side. And just feel what that is to straighten your leg into gliders. I just kicked the screen. You do need a lot of space for this. So maybe you have to go sideways on your mat to have enough space for this. And for me, as I lean into this, I'm feeling my ribs, my waist, my lower back, the length of my leg. Screen again. Nice. So the next time your right leg goes left, pause. And you might find that you can kick your leg to a certain point, but to hold it there is different. So you might find that you have to find the angle that feels like a place you can hold. Might be that you have to bend your knee a little bit, or find the intensity that meets your ability this morning, that meets your resources. Your ability to be present in your body is the most important thing. So because my leg is bigger, because I've extended it more, I feel much more length happening in my chest. So just settle in, dropping your right shoulder to the floor as you reach your right leg towards the left. And then swing all the way back. And then the other side. So swing, I'm actually doing the opposite to what I'm saying. So swing your left leg over towards the right. I'm doing my right leg towards the left. I said it wrong the last time. So follow what I'm saying more so than what I'm doing. And over here, where can you rest your leg? So maybe your leg straight is too intense. Maybe you bend your knee. Find the place where you go, oh, there I can settle in. And really drop your opposite shoulder to the floor. Give your back weight. Deepen your breath down into your belly. Nice. And then slide your foot all the way back. Nice. So interlock your fingers and just rock your shoulders gently from side to side to unpack your shoulders. Have your feet so they're mat distance apart. So my feet are really wide apart. And then drop your arms down towards the right. Keep your feet flat on the floor. And then come back up to center. And then drop your arms down towards the left. Now, this is one of my favorite chest twists at the moment. Arms to the right. And then arms to the left. And I really feel like across the back of my shoulders as I roll. I feel the space between my shoulder blades as I roll. And I feel my neck strengthening as I roll. Just allow a softness, a connectedness between the different elements that are moving and strengthening. Nice. So drop your arms down towards the right and also drop your knees down towards the right. And then glide your left knee up towards your left elbow and then glide your left foot back behind you, really far. Bring your foot to the floor, come back up to center, and then drop down towards the left. And then pull your right knee up towards your right elbow. Pull your foot way back behind you. Bring your foot to the floor. Come back up. So travel down towards the right. Pull your left knee up. Sweep the left foot as far back as you can. Foot to the floor. Come back up. And down towards the left. Knee up. And then foot as far back as you can. Foot to the floor. Come all the way back up. So we're going to try the same thing again, but with our legs straightening. So drop down towards the right and then kick a straightening leg forward and then kick a straight leg back. Pause. Breathe into the length through the front of your belly. Bend your knee. Bring your foot to the floor. Come back up. Drop down towards the left. Sweep a straight leg forward towards your hands. Right leg swings forward. Right leg swings back, pause. Really feel the length through your belly, the stability through your torso. Bend your knee, come all the way back. So we're going to flow. Drop down towards the right. Left leg straight. Left leg back, pause. Bend your knee, all the way back up. Down towards the left. Straight leg forward. Straight leg back, pause, bend your knee, foot to the floor. Nice. Pause, straighten both legs. Rest. Nice. And then just roll up along your spine, lifting up. And then rolling down, land on the floor. Rolling up, traveling up. And rolling down, all the way down. And one more time, rolling up. Squeeze your bum, lift your hips. And traveling all the way down. Super. So walk your bum so that you're all the way over to the left side of your mat. Okay? Drop your knees down towards the right. Push your left hand into the floor and bring your right elbow to the floor. So I'm up on my right elbow. This is the moment that you have to be really careful of if you have anything going on in your shoulder. So this is the most basic version. Bring your two knees on top of each other, and my knees are at a 45-degree angle. So bring them to 90 first, which is where my knees are straight out from my hips. That's too much. If I went straight, that's also too much. So it's at a 45-degree angle, okay? My elbows on the floor. And then imagine you have a stone in your hand, or if your stone is handy, go get your stone. Stone is forward in front of you in your left hand, and then dive under your rib cage and try and reach as far back as you can with your left hand. Nice. Grab your stone and then punch your stone up towards the ceiling and lift really high through your ribs as you push down into that right elbow. Bend your elbow, glide your stone forward, and then dive under. Reach as far back as you can, pausing there. Nice. Come back, punch your stone up towards the ceiling. Cool. So the next stage of this, so again, listen to your shoulder, is as you're going to lift your bum off the floor, and as you dive under, your hips are lifted off the floor, you're diving under, and then you reach your fist up towards the floor and keep your hip off the floor. Dive under, and you can really round, your whole torso pivots and rolls downwards, but be careful of your shoulder. Punch upwards, lift your hip a little bit higher. Nice. Drop your bum to the floor. Change sides. We're going to swing all the way over to the other side. Okay, so bring your left elbow to the floor. Have your knees at 90. Have your stone in your hand, or imagine it there. Reach forward. Bend your elbow. Glide under. Punch your hand up towards the ceiling, making a fist out of your hand. Reach high. Feel your ribs. Bend your elbow. Dive under. And then punch up. Nice. So now we're going to lift. Remember, don't lift if you have anything going on that you feel that your shoulder might get sensitized by this. Okay, so stay where you are because there's strength happening if you're just resting your elbow on the ground. Or lift your hip off the floor, dive under, punch up, lift your hips a little bit higher, dive under, and then up. Nice. Drop your hip to the floor. Super. Come lie on the floor. So that's going to deepen and change, and there's loads of variations we will do. So just roll your shoulders when you land on the floor. And then roll in the other direction. Draw huge circles with your elbows. So bring your fingers to the front of your shoulders, and how big of a circle can you draw with your elbows? And there's a certain moment where my elbows are going up towards either side of my head, and it just feels so incredibly squishy. And when my elbows are going down towards my ribs, it feels so spacious. So feel the difference. Squishing up, spacious down, up, spacious down, change direction. Squishing up, spacious down, squishing up, spacious down. Make fists out of your hands, roll deeply into your wrists. Open your fingers wide, make fists. Open your fingers wide, make fists. Nice. Bring your arms wide, draw your right knee up onto your chest, and then drop this shape down towards the left. And then come back up to center, and then drop this shape down towards the right. Back to center, towards the left, back to center, and towards the right. Nice. Come back to center, change, draw the left knee up towards you. Drop this down towards the right, center, left, center, right, center, left. Super cool. So roll all the way over and come lie on your belly. So this idea of one knee bent, one leg straight, we're continuing on with this idea. Great. Okay, so elbows are on the floor to start. And then bend your thighs are quite close. Bend your right knee. And then try and lift your right thigh up. And then bring your thigh to the floor, straighten your leg. And then bend your left knee. Try and lift your left thigh up, down, straighten your leg. And do it a few times. Bend your right knee, lift it up, down. Bend your left knee, lift it up, down. Nice. So bring both hands to the floor with your elbows bent. And then straighten your left arm. Bend your right knee and lift your thigh off the floor to begin with. And then roll so that you're rolling your right foot towards the left hand behind you. And then come back. Both hands to the floor. Stretch your right leg long. Bend your left knee. Lift your thigh first and then roll. And come back. So one knee bent, one leg straight, as always. Bend your right knee, lift it. And then truly see what would help me bring my foot up to my opposite hand. What movement? Like, so the higher your head is, the less space your leg has. The lower your head is to the floor, the more space your hip has. Notice where you're putting your head and how that helps. Can you slide your ribs on the floor? And that helps as well. As I slide my ribs, so I'm landing on the side of my ribs. So being on a wooden floor really helps me. Oh, there you go. There's my hand. So just feel, how do you really roll? One more time each side. Super cool. Land on the floor, bend your elbows, rest your head. You can probably hear Joseph playing cello. So one more movement before we roll onto our backs. Stretch your arms out long, have your legs long and close together. We're going to go yogic swimming because I'm not going swimming today in the sea. It's just too wild out there. It's too wild. It's too crazy. So lift your right hand and lift your left leg. And then lower it down, lower your head down. Forehead touches the floor. And then lift your left arm, right leg. And then forehead taps the floor. Rise. And as I rise, I look forward. As I drop, I tuck my chin in. Rise. Tuck your chin in. Rise. Tuck your chin in. And it feels like your arm and your head are connected as they rise. Your whole torso is opening and lifting on the armpit side that's opening. One more time each side. Super cool. Great. Come lie on your back. Come all the way around. Lie on your back. Pause. It's amazing, the noise of the forest. So nice. So draw your right knee up towards you and hold on to it. And pull it deeply down. Hold on to it with your left hand. And bring your right arm out at a 45-degree angle from your armpit. Stretch your left leg long and just pause there with your left leg floating off the floor. So when we float our leg, we are doing a concentric. Concentric? Is it eccentric or concentric? I'm not sure. One of those things. We are contracting and lengthening something at the same time. So it's a really dynamic, powerful muscles we create. Whereas if you drop your leg to the floor, feel how your belly muscles all just turned off there. So So bend your knee, tap your elbow with your knee, and then stretch your leg long and let it float just above the floor. And feel how there's a certain tone or contraction that is held in the abdominal muscles, which is really super. And now let your left leg get longer. Imagine that it's growing out of your belly, out of your hip, and that your calf can hover touch on the floor. And then imagine that you're drawing your trousers up in your body. So you're pulling them up, and let that happen by engaging the lower back into the floor, drawing the abdominal muscles, not backwards, but just kind of feel like there's a containment or a connection from the sides to the front to the sides. How would you connect the whole of your belly? Point into the left foot, draw a circle with your left leg. And then circle in the other direction. Nice, change. Hold on to the left knee with your right hand and stretch the right leg long. Bring your left armpit up and out at a 45-degree angle. Your leg is floating. And just feel the difference. Drop your leg to the floor, relax everything. Or let your leg float, really pulling back through your spine, lengthening into your leg. A sense of depth and connection through your leg and through your belly. Nice. Point into your toes. Draw a circle with your leg. And then circle in the other direction. Super cool. Bring both feet to the floor. Reach both arms out. And then just rock your knees from side to side. Nice. Bring the soles of your feet together. Keep your arms wide. Soles of your feet together. Walk your spine long by walking your shoulders away from your pelvis. Let your knees widen. Let your belly soften. Nice. Bring your feet to the floor. Stretch your legs out long. Pause. So I was thinking about it yesterday. Stay there. About meeting the storm, And then I felt so privileged because I was warm and safe and dry, and that I could choose to meet the storm because I had resources. Whereas if I didn't have a home and didn't have a warm space, I would spend all my energy avoiding the storm as much as I could. And then I realized that's kind of what happens in life as well, is that if we are held in our resources and if we have enough of our resources, we can turn towards the storms within us. But if you're under-resourced, then everything we do is to move away from the storms because we're still like the hierarchy of needs, that stability function is more important than going into the depths of ourselves. And so, I really honored that storms are the ability to meet a storm is based on the resources that you have inside yourself. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm heading down to the beach, even though I'm not going to get into the sea. I will go down again. So amazing, the power of the sea. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Reminder, there's 2 more days in this chunk of vitality. And then there's a gap of 5 days because I'm assisting on a cranio training. So there's Monday, Tuesday. we're on a gap of 5 days, and then we're back on again Monday. Hold on, what is it? Monday the 15th. Okay, so I'll see you here until the 9th. So great. I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.